Labor Sandoz. The county has a scholar surnamed Wang, ranked 7th, the children of a past aristocratic families. He always admired Taoist alchemy. I heard that there are many gods. Went to visit the school on the luggage on Laoshan Road since. One day, he boarded a Laoshan hilltop, saw a Taoist temple, was very quiet. There are a priestess sitting on the futon, his white hair loose at the neck, an air of hardihood. Wang stepped forward to inquire and talk to him. That priests say it is Xuanwei secret. Priests will request him as a disciple. Taoist said, I'm afraid you squeamish you's too lazy. The going gets tough. Wang replied, I can endure hardship. Priests of many disciples came all evening after Wang and salute them one by one to stay in the Taoist temple in Daybreak. The next day, Wang called to the priests, gave him an axe and let him go with you firewood. Wang 7 careful to do according to the requirements. This went on for more than a month. Wang's hands and feet are getting a layer of thick cocoon, could no longer tolerate such toil, secretly created the idea of home. One night, Wang firewood came back and saw 2 guests and master sat drinking. In the darkness, enough points on the candle. Master cut a circle of the same paper as a mirror, attached to the wall. For a while, it becomes a paper moon lit up the whole room, even with bright hairs are visible. Obey the disciples around, running serve. A guest said such a beautiful evening, and all of them should be pleasure. Then he picked up the jug off the table. The wine division rewarded disciples, asked them to get drunk. Wang thought 7 or 8 people, a jug of wine or tandeo, how can it? At this time, we each got a glass jar, scrambling to pour wine, lest the jug is empty. However, people continue to pour out from the inside. It's actually a little wine pot is also unabated. Wang 7 was very surprised. After a child, one of the guests said, although generous of you to give us the moon to illuminate, but so lonely silently drinking, why not? Chang'e summoned it, so he took a throw chopsticks to the moon, then saw a beauty, floating out from the moonlight, began less than a foot high, just as high as when ordinary people such as fall to the ground. Her beautiful neck, slim waist, graceful dancing danced soul of hero. After dancing and sang a song, light dance, yeah yeah, why do you come home in claustrophobic moon palace, yeah. Her voice crisp, high-pitched, loud and clear like the same flute tube, song over and over. When the change circling drifted into the sky, all of a sudden jumped on the table. Everybody was surprised to see that she has turned into chopsticks. Triple cheek hui, priests and guests laughing. And another guest said, the most happy tonight, but could not drink the drinks. Please put my farewell banquet put on the moon, can eat it. Then, 3 people with a banquet, and slowly flew into the moon among. We looked at the 3 of them sat there drinking the moon. Even the beard eyebrows are clearly visible, as if the image in the mirror like shine. After a child, the moon gradually dim, a candle to his disciples. Priest saw only a man sitting in the room. Guests have been omitted. Food, fruit on the table still remains there. Look at the moon on the wall, but it is a mirror like round pieces of paper. Priests ask us, drink enough of it? The crowd replied together, enough. Drink enough of it to go to bed earlier. Do not delay firewood. Tomorrow we have promised to step down. Wang was secretly envious. Surprise, gave up the idea. Home. 1 month later, Wang really cannot stand the toil, and the priests, or even a spell is not taught. Wang heart do not want to wait. You say goodbye to the priest, said from apprentice to a few hundred years you learn to immortal Taoism. If not immortality, learn spells. Even something small can learn spells. 2. I can comfort the heart of one of the neighborhoods now had 2 or 3 months, but in the morning every day to go back at night to cut firewood. Disciples have never received such hard at home. The priest said with a smile, I already think that you cannot suffer. Now is really the case, would send you back tomorrow morning. The king of 7, he said, a labor apprentice here for several days. Please master taught me a little bit small skill, this time not in vain. The priest asked, what magic do you want to learn? Wang said, when I walk in the common master, cannot be a barrier wall, can learn this spell, enough for me. Priest smiled and agreed. So priests taught him to read the formulas, let him read curse the future, they called. Go Wang facing the wall, afraid to enter. Taoist said you try to go inside it. Sure enough, Wang walked slowly to the front wall but was stopped living. Taoist priest said you bow too fast forward, do not hesitate to go ahead. Wang really off the wall a few feet away, directed at the wall, ran inside, went to the wall, as if something did not empty, back made, body, and it was in the side of the wall. Wang showing much surprise, went back. Beast master, Taoist said go back to the innocent man, or else the spell will not come true, so he sent him home tolls. Wang returned home, met a fairy boast to say, learned to spell, sturdy walls cannot stop him in the past. Wife does not believe it, so Wang emulate that day on the move, away from the wall a few feet away, ran to the wall, only to hit a hard wall, suddenly fell to the ground. Wife to help him up and saw swollen like a big bag of eggs on his forehead. He ridiculed his wife, Wang, and feel ashamed and angry, cursed the old priest is not a good thing. Different, she said, heard this thing people do not laugh, but I do not know the kind of person like Wang, the world there are really a lot of it. There is a shallow rough people, like the poison of bad things like disease, but fear of drugs to treat wounds, so there will be a bunch of flatterer. His contribution to Xuanwei Feng, showing off violent approach to cater to his mind, also told him that mastered this spell to use it, it can be blocked without rampant world. At first trial did not necessarily small effect, so he thought that most of the world can let him do that again. Such people cannot hit hard when the wall fell and badly beaten will never stop.